Welcome to Deep Thought. Vampires, werewolves, and zombies. Oh my. You know what? I wanted to address that because, in the past decade, right? Really in the past decade, the whole thing with vampires and not as much werewolves. Werewolves haven't picked up yet. Maybe that's the next big thing. But definitely zombies. Has really been interesting. And those archetypes, they go back. Like in several cultures, you have the idea of vampires, right? And in some spiritual traditions, like some African traditions, there is the whole, you have some people who will talk about vampire and werewolf spirits and everything, right? But it's really, and that might seem fantastic. I don't want to get too deep into that, right? But if you really look at it, we have vampires, we have werewolves, we have zombies. And, some might be listening to this. And I ain't talking about the people who identify with certain subcultures that, could consider themselves vampires, even to the point of drinking blood. Or some of the Therian subcultures. That's really small. Yeah. Like I said, werewolves didn't really pick up yet. But I can guarantee it probably will at some point because they need something new. Right? And, definitely the zombies. Now, what it is, look at it more like a metaphorical thing, right? What does a vampire do? They suck the life out of you. Seriously, they suck the blood out of you. That's the mythical vampire, and they look young forever. But you have individuals out there who are emotional vampires. They just suck your energy out. You ever just be around somebody and they suck your energy out? Seriously, have you been around that person or people? Like you're around them and you do not feel energized. You feel like, damn, I'm jacked up. Those are vampires. Some are unconscious about it. Like that person, like sometimes it can be that woe is me person. Like, you know how you around some people, they just depressed all the time. And then they can't just be depressed in private, but they have to bring everybody else in on it. Like or they always negative or something. And in a way, they drawing your energy. Or they'll do something to draw your energy. Or on a bigger level, sometimes you have some people who, well, there's two types. Unconsciously, they just draw you, whenever they're around, they draw your energy. But then you got some people who just do it. Like if you see, like some domineering women, right? You have some women because of several factors. One could be the Diana factor, which is basically penis envy. They'll get with a mate and they'll just kill all his vitality. They'll just draw all his energy. Like if you'll see it in a case where a woman's if in a relationship, the woman's very masculine and the man is very feminine, right? And you also see it in the reverse where you get some man, he might be one of those big, He-Man types, alpha male types, right? Gregarious and all of that, but he got a little church mouse for a mate. And it don't seem like she's very assertive. She might not seem like to have much vitality. Those are vampiric relationships. In fact, if I wanted to get deep, I can probably need to do some on magnetic relationships. There's a certain magnetism that goes between men and women. And you get some people, they'll just drain it. That's why you get, like I'll say with guys, sometimes you get some men, they can only relate to like the weakest type of women. They like the most yes type of women. Like they can't deal with a woman who has a mind of her own, because even the best women are still going to be able to say no or buck you on something. In fact, that's normal. They should. All right. But if you get a woman that's too much like a yes, and you get some guys for that, boom. Or the other thing, you get some men who are extremely weak. You know, they don't seem like to have a lot of vitality or something. They probably with a vampire. You get some people who just draw energy like that, right? Because understand something, when people interact with each other, there's always an energy exchange. Always. That's why hugs can be good. Hugs are actually good because it's a free exchange of energy, right? And people need that. But then you get some people who many unconsciously and then some consciously take advantage of that, right? Now, something that's less known is like the whole werewolf thing. Now, what is the werewolf? Where's the werewolf? That's that being that, you know, according to the legends, there's a full moon or something and they'll turn into a wolf. But that's more of a metaphor that someone who's just totally into their beast side. Like all human beings, we're basically animals. We're animals. We all have a beast side. One of the things with that is, you know, we could say we're intelligent beasts and we got machines and language and all of that. Actually, personally, on this planet, I think the most intelligent beings are probably like dolphins or killer whales. They just do it differently. And in some spiritual traditions, with some groups, the trees are. It is what it is. But that werewolf, think about it. Somebody just really embraced their beast nature. Like, they might not do it all the time, but certain things could trigger it. You know, that's more like just that pure carnal thing, that pure instinctual thing, right? It's not as common because there are a lot of penalties for people who can't control their basic impulses out here. But you might have some people, they just totally into that bestial side. You can kind of see it. Like I was watching something Beyond Scared Straight. You know, they put these kids in with these criminals and stuff, and they supposed to be scared straight. But then they always have those kids who don't care. I'm gonna be honest with you, and that can be something else. But a lot of those kids just so into their bestial side, they just don't. You know, you could put them in a jungle environment or something. You could put it. They just totally embrace it. Now that's not as much. They ain't the same thing, cause you know. It's not the same type of thing, and it's kind of rare, but it really is something. It's like that one I had to go into a deeper thing of. I would just say that's the type of person who, if they want to deal with somebody on a sexual basis, say, there's nothing. It's literally like a dog mating or a wolf mating. Right? They don't care about that person's spiritual qualities or mental qualities, money, anything. It's just pure lust. All right. But that was a little bit more complicated because there's not as much on that. But man, they're out there. They're out there. That's that savage type of person, right? And then there's the zombies. I'm gonna tell you what. I think the whole zombies genre got popular because a lot of people out here walking around sleepwalking. Seriously, really pay attention to people. People ain't paying attention to what the hell they doing. Because think about it, even the best of us, because most of the time we daydreaming anyway. Like I was driving someplace and usually I had gotten used to seeing certain landmarks, and I remember I drove someplace. I was like, wait a minute. How I drive this far and didn't peep that one place or a couple places? And I said, oh, okay. I was in a mild trance. If you look at zombies, they just walk. What they do? They walk and they try to eat people. And they walking slow. Look at a lot of people. Just sit back. If you can go to a public place, really just pay attention to people. Really pay attention to people. I say, you know what, the best place, I was going to say a mall, but people usually have a purpose in a mall. Pay attention to them when they like a work environment, like go into a downtown of whatever city you live in and just really sit back and watch people as they go about, right? And you can even see it worse, like sometimes when people get into drugs or something. You ever watch like some of these drug users when they just walking around, or maybe homeless people, right? They just walking around shell-shocked. Zombies. like no purpose. They just walking around. All right. And that's a combination of factors too. You know, it could be some personal issues, mental health issues, the society we live in that really encourages conformity on so many levels. All right. But it's there, and it's a powerful thing. Remember, all this stuff, a lot of stuff, they'll fictionalize it, or like with the case of vampires and stuff, try to make it sexy. But it all has a basis in just real life. And, it's more of a metaphorical basis. You have the people out here who basically suck somebody's energy away. And, energy is represented by blood. Like, they blood sucking. They just taking it. And they taking it for their own nourishment. Werewolves or some people out here. Thankfully, the police, they just in their bestial nature. They just in it. Like, I remember a story back in DC way back in the day. It was a dude who was riding in a car with some other dudes, literally said, I feel like killing somebody. Rolled down his car window, brought out a gun, and shot this woman who was riding in the passenger seat of the next car. Like, he just shot her. I mean, his own boys gave him up. It was messed up, but that's some bestial ass shit. That's some werewolf shit. And the zombies, please, just walk outside. Just walk outside. I mean, I even got a few where I live. They just walk around. They literally just walk around. And you just like, what the fuck? So anyway, right? That's all I got for the now. I'll get back with y'all later. But think on what I'm saying. Peace and blessings.